Alright guys, so today we're going to talk about the sound wall. Is it good? A little bit of yes, a little bit of no. It's complicated, okay? It's complicated. We're going to talk about everything. We're going to talk about the strategies and tactics of the sound wall. We're going to talk about the perk loadout of the sound wall. We're going to talk about in what ways the sound wall excels and not so much. So yeah, by the time we're finished with this video, you are going to be a sound wall master. We'll show you all the tips and tricks on how to utilize this trap to achieve godlike power. Alright guys, if you like our videos here, please use our supporter creator code. It really helps us to keep on making content for you guys and keep doing what we're doing. So thank you so much for the support, guys. Alright, let's get right into it. So, the sound wall. This weapon here is a weapon of mass destruction, boys. Mass destruction. Alright, so this boy is a beast. So, the thing that you have to remember is that it's the best. Kind of the best. So now, herein lies the problem. So the sound wall is a straight up monster trap. It's very simple. It stuns mist monsters and causes other husks to start dancing. Pretty straightforward, right? The stats are very simple. Has a 1 second arming delay, 6.5 second reload time with my preferred perk loadout. And just like the wall lights, it has a 2.5 second stun time. You are rocking 34% durability on this guy, and you have a ton, 35,000 impact. So it's crazy, right? This is just a fantastic powerhouse of a trap. So what's the problem? Well, the problem is very simple. The problem is the cost. As you can see, the crafting cost for the purple version of this is 8 rough ore, 2 quartz crystals, and 4 efficient mechanical parts. This is crazy town. Honestly, the legendary version's even worse. It's 3 quartz crystals, it's 5 efficient mechanical parts. The rough ore and the mechanical parts I don't even care about. It's the quartz crystal crafting cost that really bothers me. See, quartz crystal, oh man, we're already complaining about how long it takes to grind for Oxidized. So let's take, for example, the wall launcher. The wall launcher requires 2 Oxidized to craft. The floor launchers are also 2 Oxidized to craft. The broadsides are 2 Oxidized to craft. The ceiling gas staffs are 2 Oxidized to craft. Oxidized can be farmed from literally any rock in a power level 100 plus zone. So they're extremely easy to find. The problem is the time that it takes to farm them. Now if you think that is bad, getting 2 Oxidized, imagine your dismay when your requirement is 2 quartz crystals. And quartz crystals, you can't just run around smashing rocks. Quartz crystals literally only drop from white quartz nodes, and you will find a maximum of 3 quartz nodes in a mine shaft, like in a hole in the ground, like a cave formation or something. You can't just walk around smashing rocks and collecting quartz like it's candy. It is extremely hard to find. You get quartz primarily by doing it's an extremely hard to grind resource. You cannot grind this resource. It's not something you can just be like, I'm just gonna go harvest it and get lots and lots for the next 50 hours. No, it's you play the game and you keep your eyes peeled for these things. You can try to do missions that will raise the likelihood that you're going to see quartz, but it's not a guarantee. It's all RNG. If you get it, you know, you're like, oh yeah, like as you're playing through the game, you never, ever, ever leave a quartz node, ever. Because you know how valuable it is. You know that there are traps that eat this stuff like it's candy and will leave you bankrupt in no time. Not to mention, this is not the only thing that requires quartz, right? This is just one trap. There are other traps, like the floor freeze trap, which takes 2 quartz per trap. The flame grow takes 2 quartz per trap. The wall lights, 2 quartz per trap. Let's not forget that every single sunbeam and shadow shard weapon that you make requires 13 quartz per weapon. Per weapon. Quartz is a extremely valuable commodity that you can go through like wildfire if you are not being conservative and careful. We're talking about a trap that you are going to use on every single wall or not at all. If you are using sound traps, there are some ways that you're going to use them. You're not going to use one. You're going to use one on every single trap tunnel, minimum. More likely, you're going to use it as a replacement for wall launchers, in which it exceedingly excels. It is extremely, extremely deadly. When you are using the sound trap on the core walls of your base instead of the wall launchers, this thing absolutely destroys. You have a wall launcher. The wall launcher will kick enemies out. You know, it'll kick them away from the base, and then they'll fall down. They'll get back up and they'll walk back in. That's all well and good, but a sound wall is so much greater than that. The sound wall will completely disable the enemy. The enemy will walk up to the wall and all of a sudden just start dancing. The sound trap will go off and they'll just start dancing, just like, oh yeah, baby, woo, yeah, yeah. It will disable them for so long. Like, it is incredible how long an enemy will just stand there dancing and just like doing nothing. Can't do anything. He's just standing there helpless. Nothing he can do. Just waiting for that stupid dance to stop so he can finally attack your wall. If a mist monster comes into your base, like a taker or a smasher or whatever, any mist monster comes in, it will stun them for 2.5 seconds, the same as a wall light. So it's like a wall light, but better. It's just better, like straight up a better trap. It is crazy. The wall light, the advantage of the wall light is that you can put the wall light anywhere and it will cause a 2.5 second stun. You can't do that with the sound trap. If you put the sound trap in your trap tunnels or, you know, wherever, they will start dancing, but they will just continue to walk towards their goal. So it actually doesn't slow them down or hinder them in the slightest. This trap is designed to stop enemies from hitting your walls. So what you want to do is put these traps anywhere where you think that the enemy is going to attack. If you think your wall is in danger of getting hit, you put a sound trap down, it will disable their ability to attack, and they will continue walking towards the base. They will skip that wall and just keep walking right past. This makes this trap absolutely incredible at protecting vulnerable areas such as rooftop cliff areas. So all the areas where you are like, oh no, enemies might actually land on my roof. Dang, I better sandwich this off and create, like, you know, a sandwich wall to stop enemies from like walking directly onto your roof. The problem is that a lot of the time the enemies will decide to attack the sandwich wall and just tunnel their way through until they get to the roof and then jump on the roof and then continue to break through the roof into your base. Well, if you put this on the outside of your sandwich wall and they walk up and they decide, I'm going to hit this sandwich, I don't like this. They go to hit it, all of a sudden, boom, oh, I'm dancing. All of a sudden there's like, peace out, I'm not attacking, I'm just going to leave. They'll keep on going towards the base. Since they can't attack, they'll just keep on walking. They'll forget about the wall, they'll just keep on going. Next thing you know, they'll be inside your base getting smashed by your traps or whatever, right? Just absolutely devastating. devastating. This is such a superior trap for preventing an enemy from hitting a wall. The amount of time that a knockback trap will actually disable an enemy from hitting a wall by knocking them away is nothing compared to the amount of time that they will spend sitting there, standing there, dancing, and just doing nothing and waiting and waiting and waiting. This trap is, of course, not as good against a mist monster because a 2.5 second stun is not as good as just knocking the enemy flying backwards down the trap tunnel, where they will get hit by all of your gas traps and stuff, and your broadsides will beat the living tar out of the enemy. So in that case, against mist monsters, knockback is still a better option. But a 2.5 second stun is no joke either, right? If you stun the enemy for 2.5 seconds, a giant mist monster just stops. Guess what? Their head is perfectly still. If you are there defending, you're just like, oh, hi. Bwap! Headshots. Dead. You can destroy enemies that are stunned for 2.5 seconds, are helpless and ready to die. They just, if you are there to defend that location, you'll just automatically win. They're dead instantly. You just completely destroy them with whatever weapon that you're using. So against a mist monster, it's outstanding. Against regular non-mist monsters, it is soul crushing. You will see, I basically went into this map and I did absolutely nothing. I shot a few enemies here and there just for fun, but honestly, the amount of life that the walls had with base and power base sitting there, base enhancement, giant walls, power base, repairing those walls, Ice King would freeze anybody who hits the walls for a few seconds, and then in between that, the enemies are just dancing. And they just, nothing they can do. They're just sitting there forever, just dance. Not a single wall took more than 5% damage the entire time that they were pounding away on the walls. The only thing we had to defend against was flingers and lobbers. So I just put all my guys up on the roof and said, hey, go get obliterators, and just start raining shots down and kill all the flingers and all the lobbers. The bottom of the base you can just ignore, even though we have no traps whatsoever. Just the sound traps alone just ruined those enemies. Just incredible. The power is so legit. These traps are just out of control. In addition, you can even put these things at the start, like outside your base, like where enemies are spawning, and the sound trap will actually cause propane tanks to just drop their propane and keep on walking. They'll leave their propane there. It's hilarious. Keep in mind, if something knocks them back, if they get hit by a knockback trap and they go and land and the propane's on the ground, they'll pick it up again and then try to use it as a weapon. But if they're just walking by, they're just like, oh, dancing, and they'll drop their propane, just keep on going and leave the propane in the back, and it's hilarious, right? Hilarious. So why isn't this trap just the most insane, most powerful trap in the universe? What gives? Why am I not? I'm pretty hyped, right? Like this trap is absolutely insane. This absolutely insane trap has an absolutely insane crafting cost. It's 2 quartz for a purple version of this trap. It's 3 quartz for a legendary version. That is 1 single trap. And as I stated before, you're not going to use 1 single trap. If you are defending a repair the shelter, you have 3 walls per side and 4 walls to defend. That means a minimum of 12 traps. 12 traps times 3 per trap. Do the math, right? Oh man, I don't know, guys. I don't know. That is too much. That is too much for just the core defense alone. You're gonna spend that much quartz, 3 quartz per individual trap. That's not even considering, blocking the sandwich areas if you have roof, protection that you need to stop enemies from attacking those sections. That's not including anti-propane setups. You know, that's just the 3 core walls per side of your base. So if you are prepared to go completely quartz broke, break your bank, and not have enough quartz to even craft a shadow shard weapon, then this is the trap for you! Oh yeah! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Yeah, it's bad, man. It's bad. You're gonna go quartz broke so hard, so fast, because this trap is super addictive. It is crazy addictive. Watching the enemies dance is just amazing. Watching the power of this trap, the amount of just destruction and disability you will cause the enemy is just intoxicating. It's so powerful. You're going to just completely break your bank trying to fund your quartz addiction for this trap, because there's no way to farm quartz hard enough or fast enough to supply yourself with these traps. They're too good, and quartz is too slow to farm, and the crafting cost is higher than any trap in history. This is the most expensive trap ever made. 3 quartz, 5 efficient mechanical parts. Dang, bro. That is messed up. That is some messed up stuff. Like, it is crazy. It's crazy, right? I'm not the only one. I can't be the only one who thinks it's just absolutely bonkers. This is quartz we're talking about. It's not oxidized. Oxidized would have been bad, but quartz is just, that's absurd, right? That's crazy. 3 quartz for 1 trap? You out of your minds? What? All right. Let's talk about the loadout for this one, because my favorite loadout for this trap is going to be double reload speed, because you want this thing to be up all the time. It needs to spam hard. You need this trap to be going off as fast and as often as it can possibly go off. Just always dancing all the time. Now, what that means is that you're going to have 3 impact. So against a smasher, it may not have enough impact to trigger that smasher if the smasher is very high level, very strong. It may take 2 shots in order to go off. So the smasher may only get stunned every 13 seconds instead of every 6.5 seconds. So that, you know, can be a little bit of a problem, but again, it is what it is, right? This trap has to go off all the time. It has to go off fast. It has to keep hitting, keep disabling the enemies. And because you're using double reload speed, you're going to burn through your durability really fast. So you need to have durability on the bonus slot. You know, you can choose either between effective duration or durability or garbage. There really is only 2 options, durability or effect duration. Personally, if I'm using a double reload trap, I am always going to put durability in that final slot to push this up to 34 durability. Might be a little lower for you because I think I have a couple slot bonuses with trap durability in my survivor squads. So just keep that in mind. The durability can be an issue. You want to make sure that your bonus is, you know, 2 reload, 3 impact, 1 durability. Very important. Very important. Your alternative is to use 1 reload speed and add another impact. That will lower it to an 8-second reload, which, you know, is rough. I think maybe even 8.5. The advantage is that it will hit those smashers more consistently, at least the higher level smashers. Of course, if the smasher is high enough level, it still will not trigger, right? You have to have a high enough impact to break through the impact ratio of whatever enemy it's hitting. And the bigger the enemy, the higher level the enemy, the bigger the power level, the harder it's going to be to break through. So my preference is double reload speed. If it doesn't hit him the first time, it will break him the second time. You get durability on the final slot to make sure that you don't run out of gas. You know, before the match is over, because God forbid you actually have to replace this trap with another trap and use another 3 quartz. Jesus, no. No, no, no. Not no. So for me here, this is the ultimate perk loadout for this 2 reload, 3 knockback, and the final one into durability. And that will give you the ultimate god tier sound wall destroyer trap. And man, oh man, for those times that you actually feel like blowing some quartz, you are going to have so much fun with this crazy, crazy tool. This trap is wildly powerful. Just wildly powerful. It is so much fun that, yeah, man, try not to destroy your supplies, guys. Try not to destroy your supplies. All right, so that pretty much covers it. You got your core wall covering. You've got your any wall that you want to prevent enemies from targeting. You put it there, and also knocking out propane. You got those 3 uses. Extremely dangerous, super powerful trap. In a lot of ways, you know, it's just a better trap than all the traps before. Like Wallites just doesn't compete. You know, the only advantage Wallites has at all compared to this trap is the fact that if you put it in a trap tunnel, it will stun regular enemies, which is better than making them dance, because they'll just keep walking. This is only good for stopping enemies from actually attacking, because if you use it, you know, like I say, in transition, the enemies will dance, but they'll just keep walking to where they're supposed to go. So it won't actually do anything. So in that way, wall lights do have an advantage, and they're not an obsolete trap. They still do work. But against a mist monster, this is basically the same, right? It doubles down as a mist monster stunning tool and also a husk disabling tool, which is way stronger in general than the wall lights is. And compared to a knockback trap, knockbacks are great, but this is even better. It is even better because it prevents your walls from being attacked for a longer period of time compared to, you know, knockback traps. It's a little weaker against a mist monster because it stuns instead of knocking back. But on the other hand, it can also cause mini bosses to dance. If you have the husk or husky mini bosses, they'll be just like dancing away like a bunch of morons. They'll be completely disabled by this trap. Of course, if you get a smasher, all bets are off. Smashers are the best. So this trap has an extreme range of uses. It has a lot of, you know, nuances to understanding how best to utilize it, and it is very important to understand before you waste a ton of resources misusing this crazy trap. Alright guys, I really hope that you enjoyed this review. I really hope this fleshes it out for you, helps you understand the mechanics and the strategy and the mindset behind this trap, so that you can understand what you're getting yourself into when you decide to use this trap and power it up. Yeah, if you like this video, make sure you leave a thumbs up, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe. Ring that little bell so you get those notifications, and comment down below and let me know what you think about this trap. I'm really curious to see what the public perception of this is. Am I the only one who cares about the cost? I doubt it, but who knows, right? You know, everyone's got a different point of view. You know, everybody's got different values. So I would love to know who absolutely loves this trap and who is just like, oh, what the heck, right? Because that's my boat. Is I'm just like, what the heck, man? I'm not going to use this. This is insane. Like, this is, when you ever going to justify using 3 quartz per trap? Like, that's just, anyway. But I digress. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you guys think, guys. I'm really curious to know what your thoughts are on this trap and whether or not you actually found this video to be helpful. So, rock and roll, guys. Thank you so much for being a part of the VASH Core. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching all my videos and making this dream a possibility and allowing me to make content for you guys. It means the world. Thank you so much for being a part of my team, being a part of my life. Rock and roll. I'll see you guys in the next one. Oh, yeah!